prospect of Scotland becoming independent from Britain inched closer to reality on Tuesday as Scotland outlined the most detailed terms seen yet for ending the, what is, 307-year union. Now, in a draft plan, the Scottish Government proposed that if it becomes independent, British nuclear submarines would be expelled from Scottish bases. Scotland would strike out on its own, seeking separate membership with NATO and the European Union, and would establish its own embassies abroad. The Scottish Government also says it would retain the British pound as its currency and keep Queen Elizabeth II as head of state. Well, the Scottish Government says if the country votes yes to independence next year, their Independence Day will be on the 24th of March 2016. A significant day, I've got to tell you. On the same day, over 400 years ago, the Parliaments of Scotland and England were merged. Well, as Scotland ponders becoming independent once again, I look back at the country's history.
What we know as modern Scotland was formed in the 13th century when England and Scotland signed the Treaty of York, mapping out Scotland's southern border. 60 years later, the countries were at war, with the legendary Scottish rebel William Wallace helping to lead the charge.
Sons of Scotland, I am William Wallace.
Wallace's fight for freedom was the subject of Hollywood blockbuster Braveheart. Years of war paid off for Scotland. In 1328, England recognised Scottish independence in the Treaty of Northampton. In 1603, Queen Elizabeth, the last of the Tudors, died at the age of 69. That cleared the way for King James VI of Scotland, son of Mary, Queen of Scots, to become England's king too. It was known as the Union of the Crowns. Just over 100 years later, Parliaments of England and Scotland passed the Acts of Union. It joined the two separate states into one, the Kingdom of Great Britain. One Parliament, one monarch. 1945 saw the first Scottish National Party MP elected to Parliament on a manifesto of breaking Scotland out of the United Kingdom. Political flyers like these failed to drum up enough support in 1979, when Scotland held a referendum on creating a Scottish Parliament. But in 1997, it passed by a landslide. 2 years later, a Scottish Parliament sat for the first time in 272 years. Already, decisions on Scottish education, public health services and the environment are made in Edinburgh, not here in Westminster. And if the referendum next year gets a yes vote, Scotland's future will be decided entirely within its own seat of power.